What's up, Generals? Welcome back to another Tuesday edition of the 5-Star News. I'm Cooper McKee.
And I'm Jacob Morris, and we're here to get you caught up on all things heritage.
So let's head into some announcements. We call this Heritage Happenings. Take it away, Sammy and Pierce.
Thank you for the introductions. Now let's get into some important school announcements. First off, seniors, did you know that graduation is only 4 months away? Which means you have some important things to do. First off, have you gotten your senior portrait yet? Have you completed the ACT or the SAT? Have you done the FAFSA? And have you applied for college? If you need more information about this, you can go to the Senior Google Classroom with this code. Next up, we have information about the Junior Senior Prom, which will take place on April 23rd at 7 p.m. in the Collegedale Commons in Apasam, Tennessee. Now, if you need more information about this, for example, about how seniors will be getting one free ticket, you can go to hhsgenerals.com. Finally, we have some sports announcements for you. First off, we have the boys soccer team who will be hosting Tryon at 5 in the Jeff Sims Field. Then we have both our boys and girls basketball team, which will be going down to Dalton, Georgia to take on Southeast Whitfield. Now, the girls will be happening at 6, followed by the boys at 7:30. Now let's get you over to Pierce for the weather forecast.
Thanks, Sammy, for those great announcements. Now onto your 3-day weather forecast. Today it will be sunny with a high of 60 and a low of 28. Then on Wednesday it will be cloudy with a high of 56 and a low of 43 with a 50% chance of rain. And finally for Thursday it will remain cloudy and there will be a high of 66 and a low of 52 with a 70% chance of rain. So don't forget your rain jacket this week. Now let's get you back to the anchors for more news.
Thanks, you two. A ton of stuff's happening here at Heritage right now.
Moving on to the news now, and I'm sure as you all know that the spring semester for 2022 just started like a month ago.
And for underclassmen, schedule changes are already being in the works.
Registering for next classes for your next year or so on is a lot easier than you think.
And if you don't think it's a big deal, it really is, because you might be put in a class you don't want or even need.
Here's 5-Star News reporters Penner Alton and Ethan Anderson with the report.
So we are doing registration a little bit differently this year than we have in the past. You should either be talking to your teachers or have heard from your teachers about what they are recommending you take as far as your core classes go, your math, science, English, and social studies. That will be recommended by your former teachers. And then you will actually go into your registration and you will choose your electives that you're going to take instead of all of them. You can change your core classes that are in there, but there's a form on the Heritage High School website that you will need to fill out and have signed by a parent in order to change what the teacher is recommending for you as far as your core classes. And the last day to turn that form in will be June 1st. So that's basically the end of the school year. After that, your core classes will be locked in. We will be starting meetings with your class level in the theater. Those will be on February 7th, 8th, and 9th. After that, registration will open and you will be able to choose those elective courses. There will be a registration night, which all the counselors will be here in the media center to help you register for those electives if you need to, or talk to you more about the core classes that you were recommended for. And that's February 17th at 6 o'clock.
So I picked my classes last semester. I always pick them online. I think it's a great idea. I don't know anybody that doesn't. But it's very easy. You log into Infinite Campus and you choose the classes that you want next semester. You have a big list of all the classes. I would recommend looking through all the classes you've taken and making sure you can take every class that you want to take, because last semester I was wrong and I got put into some classes that I didn't pick. So just be mindful of what you've already taken and what you can't take.
Wasn't this class, was it?
No.
No.
No, I wanted to take this one.
Take broadcasting.
Take broadcasting.
Good job, you guys, and good luck to all registering next week.
Nominations are in the works now here at Heritage for a very special scholarship that's been available here for years now.
Yes, the scholarship's called the Katie Beth Memorial Scholarship, and it's made available through her mom and dad, HHS and HMS teachers Jason and Amy Carter.
How do you become eligible? Well, HHS teachers nominate seniors who they feel are deserving.
Here's 5-star news reporters Owen Bryant and Seth Fudge with the nomination process.
In 2016, when we lost Katie Beth in a car accident, we just decided that because she was a Heritage graduate and she loved education, that we wanted to do something in her honor and to honor her life and her name, but also to reward students who had lived their life really well, like Katie Beth. So that next spring, in the spring of 2017, we just decided to start an annual scholarship for a senior here at Heritage High School who kind of lived their life like Katie Beth did with some of those characteristics. There are 6 qualifications. I probably won't remember them all by heart, but like one is they have a strong work ethic. One is that they care about others and they're compassionate towards other people. Service is a part of that. Part of that is their faith, that they love Jesus well and love others well. So a lot of it is very much about character and integrity and just those types of things. Right now, as of yesterday, there are 14 teachers that have nominated. And I believe out of those 14 teachers, there are 9 students that have been nominated because some teachers nominate the same student. So, but typically in a year, we'll get anywhere from 15 to, I think the highest has been 22. So that's typically what we get out of the senior class is 15 to 20 nominees.
Thanks for the info, you guys.
Time for a quick break, but don't go away, Generals.
No, because when we come back, we're going to get you caught up on our history-making wrestling team.
And we'll also get you caught up on our boys and girls basketball teams.
All this and more next on Sports.
Oh man, I really want some coffee right now. I'm just so depleted. I need some energy.
Dude, you know they sell coffee every morning in the library for just $1.
Dude, no way. Nobody's ever told me this.
The 5-Star Cafe even sells hot chocolate and tea, and they have a variety of flavors, creamers, and syrups, all for the small price of $1.
Today we are talking about the Heritage Lost and Found.
Have you lost anything recently at Heritage? Go to the main office and check out the Lost and Found today.
There are around 30 items in the Lost and Found, including jackets, boots, water bottles, and lunch boxes.
And we're back. Anderson Britton and Alex Bedwell for sports. And Alex, we have some great stuff and some, well, not so good news to deliver.
Well, let's start with the good then. And that would be Coach Kraft's wrestling team.
Yep, the wrestlers are just off their 5th place state finish, and they were competing in the region tournament this past weekend at Pickens County High School.
Sure were. And our grapplers went up there and won the thing. Here's 5-star sports reporters Evan Wingrove and Brandon Hamilton with the recap.
Well, the wrestling team worked really hard this weekend and came away with the region trophy. So we're super excited about our success. We didn't know that we'd be able to do it, though, early on. We had a couple of tough losses, guys that we were expecting to be in the finals, and we thought that could have kept us from it, but the guys rallied. They came back, worked hard. Everybody did their part, and it was a team effort.
We went to Pickens this weekend. We all fought hard. My weight class was super easy. Actually, they all were, but I won, and Evan won, and Drew won, and Dax won. And, yeah, we're all headed to sectionals, most of us. Placed 10 out of 14. We did good. And, yeah.
Anybody had not done the hard work that they had, then we wouldn't have made it. So we also had 4 region champions, which ties the school record from 2011. We had Drew Dietz, Evan Wingrove, Skylar Grant, and Dax Akers were all region champions. We also had Mike Stokes was a region runner-up, and a number of other guys also did well. We had 10 guys total qualify for the state sectionals this next weekend down at Troup County. So we're super excited about that. It was also the first time in school history that we've won the region championship in traditional wrestling. And that is because our region is so tough. We usually always have either the state champion or one of the top 4 teams in the state in our region, so it makes it super difficult for us to win the region. But we persevered, and we finally did it. So we're ready to go on and see how far we go in state, try and get in the top 4 there.
Congrats to all of you guys and coaches. Great job.
Now to some not so good news, Alex.
That's right, Anderson. And that's basketball. And our boys and girls teams went into their big games with Ringgold last Saturday night looking for sweeps.
Sure did. The girls were trying to get back on the winning track after falling to Pickens last Tuesday, while the boys were trying to start a winning streak after beating the Dragons last Tuesday.
Well, we told you there was some not so good news coming your way. So here's 5-star sports reporters Charlie Williams, Brody Irvin, and Claire Martin with the girls recap, followed by our report on the guys lost to Ringgold.
So you had a tough one on Saturday night at home, played Ringgold here after success against them over there at their place. Really struggled to get anything going offensively in the first half. They had a really good game plan coming in to attack our 1-3-1, and so had to adjust in the second half to try to get something going, play a little faster. Thought we did a really good job of executing the second half on some sets that we had not ran a lot this year, but kind of talked about at halftime, and so I thought our girls did a really good job of executing those sets and getting some action out of that, getting some buckets. But defensively, in general, we just couldn't get going, and I just chalk it up to one of those nights where it's just overall it's not our night, and we had those from time to time. And the big question after the game to the girls was, we lost 2 on the bounce, so basically had a 10-game win streak. Now you've lost 2 straight, so how do you recover? And we need to show a lot of maturity going into this week because it's a big week coming up in the region. So.
Okay, so Friday night we played Ringgold and it didn't turn out how we wanted to. Our intensity was low that night and we just couldn't pull it together. Tonight we play Southeast. It should be a good region win. We kind of need it coming up against Northwest on Friday.
Starting with tonight's game at Southeast, and I think that's a big one for us to get back on the winning track and kind of get our mojo back moving forward, and of course moving into the last 2 games of the region and getting into the region tournament. So look, we've got a lot of work to do and a lot of basketball left, but take that last Saturday as a learning experience, and I was proud of our girls the way they played in the second half and competed. So onwards and upwards, next play.
So Saturday we had Ringgold come in here, didn't go the way we wanted to. We couldn't put the ball in the hole, as we've had a little trouble this year doing, and kind of let Ringgold hang around, and fourth quarter they splashed in a few shots on us, and we just weren't able to get the W against Ringgold. It's kind of disappointing, but it's going to help us refocus a little bit. We've got 3 region games left. Starting tonight, we head down to Southeast. They offer some challenges. They can shoot the ball, and they got a big kid inside who's really good. So we'll have our hands full tonight, but hopefully we can play a little better and get things rolling here as we head towards the region tournament.
So we got a big game today at Southeast. We need to come out, play hard right from the get-go. We need to put some points up early and just play defense, and we should be able to pull off the win.
I sure do hate that, Anderson. Both teams needed those wins bad.
Yep, but those aren't region games, so tonight's games down at Southeast Whitfield are huge.
Now to some better news, and this is coming from our winter guard team.
Yep, and these ladies are led by Miss Susie Taylor, and they were in a competition this past weekend down at Creekview High School.
Yep, their first competition this season, I believe, Anderson. And our ladies brought back the gold.
Here's 5-star sports reporters Andrew Amick and Ian Gonzalez with the recap.
I am not there. I do not sleep.
The guard had a really great run at competition. We had a few little minor hiccups before we went into competition, but we got everyone calm and they went in and they performed to the best of their ability. We placed first at competition by almost 10 points higher than second place. So we were promoted, and that promotion is based on a skill set, so which means we're competing at a higher skill set than we thought we were. So they picked it up and performed well, and the show is not complete yet, so that gives us a lot of hope. And so this Saturday we have a 9 to 9 rehearsal and 9 a.m. to 9 p.m. So we're going to complete the show this weekend and see where we land in a couple weeks.
This weekend's past competition went really well in my opinion. It started off kind of interesting. In the beginning, our warm-up was a little bit rushed, but we all put it together, and I think we had one of our best run-through. Well, not necessarily, but we had a good run-through, and we did pretty good. It wasn't a bad run-through or anything, and we got first place, and so I'm really proud of our entire team and all the work we've put in. Our show is really, really good this year. I'm enjoying it. And yeah, I think our competition went really well this past weekend.
Thanks for sports, you two. Now on to some entertainment.
And our two big hitters of the show are stepping into the batter's box right now.
First up is HHS Hidden Talents.
Last week we found out that Bobby Hunt was the Black Bottom Bomber and amazing wrestler.
Yes, and our very own assistant principal, Jason Scott, got to show off his ability to sing and play guitar.
This week features two students, one with massive yo-yo skills, and one, let's just say, takes him way up in the air.
Here's 5-Star News reporters Seth Futch and Owen Bryant with the report.
I'm Owen Bryant.
And I'm Seth Fudge.
And this is Heritage Hidden Talents.
3rd edition.
Yes, I do. I picked up yo-yoing at the beginning of the pandemic as a pandemic hobby just to kind of get me through those hard months. Very lonely Saturday nights. Watching YouTube videos and just sitting in my room yo-yoing. I'd have to say probably the Mach 5 because it looks really cool.
I'm becoming a private pilot and then hopefully get a job with a big airline. It takes a lot of hours at the airport, not necessarily always flying. There's a lot of ground information you need to know. You need to know about weather, how the plane works. Like, there's a lot that goes into it. And so far, I'm getting close. Hopefully this Friday, I'll have my first solo flight. And then after that, I don't have much more till I get my private pilot's license. And then after I get my private, there's instrument, which basically means I can fly in like foggy or cloudy conditions. Then after that is commercial, which means I can get paid. And then after that is CFI or multi-engine, depending on whichever route I go. And then after those, I can get a job with hopefully Delta or Southwest, one of the big airlines. My great uncle was a pilot during World War II, and he's told me some very interesting stories. He actually wrote a book about his time in the Army, or I mean, it was actually the Navy. And then also my uncle on my mom's side is a pilot, and my brother is also a pilot. So I just had a lot of pilots and a lot of influence to do it, and it's really fun. There's definitely a lot of things that could go wrong, but there's also a lot of things that we learn to help prevent those and ways that we can overcome it. Like I've had many lessons where we talk about if an engine fails, if there's a fire, anything like that, and I know the steps to take to help land safely.
I really enjoyed that, Cooper.
Me too. I guess I'd have to say my hidden talent is probably fishing. What about you, Jake?
Let me think about that, honestly.
Now, let's take a look at some automobiles.
Yep, HHS Rides is back, and today we're going to be looking at Chris Douglas's and Susie Taylor's whip.
Take it away, guys.
Hello, Heritage. Hey, thanks for allowing me to be on Heritage Rides today. Tell you about one of my cars. One of my cars in my garage is my daily. This is my BMW 2014 model 328D. The D stands for diesel. I know there's not too many diesels on the road anymore because of the Dieselgate with Volkswagen and that sort of thing, but I wanted a diesel just for the fact that I can get really good miles per gallon. In this car, it's definitely a performance car. It runs really nice and smooth, and I can't tell you speeds that I run because they probably wouldn't match the posted speeds. But the vehicle gets about 45 to 50 miles to the gallon, and so that allows me to get from Bradley County, where I live, to Ringgold in just a little bit over a gallon of fuel, which is diesel. Diesel's just a little bit more money at the pump, but all in all, it's a good ride. It's a nice ride. It's a comfortable ride. It's been very economical for me. Typically, the BMWs have the the scar on them that they're expensive to maintain and keep up. But I've learned with this BMW, especially being a diesel, as long as I maintain it, as long as I keep the oil changed and I stay on top of any type of maintenance that I do myself, the car runs great and I don't have any real issues with it.
All right, so I drive a Nissan Murano, and I like my car because it has some get up and go, because I test drove the Rogue when we went to buy this car, or went to buy a car, and I got in the driver's seat and I pushed the gas pedal and it didn't go, y'all. It just did not go forward. So then when I got in this car, which is a V6, and I stepped on the gas and it went, that's my kind of car. So it's got to have some get up and go, and that's why I love my car.
Okay, I see you, Mr. Douglas, rocking the Beamer.
And I've always liked the Muranos. But with that, we'll wrap up this edition of the 5 Star News.
But we'll be back on Friday with another report. But until then, stay classy, Heritage.